So hi and welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. It's been a while since I did anything, uploaded any video, because I've been quite ill, very ill, bedridden, headaches, stomach aches, whatever you can think of, until I just got fed up and I decided to make one of my critical rituals, prayers, and that's how I felt much better. I don't know why it took me long to decide to do that. But I'm thankful and grateful I managed to do that at long last. So when you feel like you are fighting the whole world all alone, it really feels so discouraging, especially when there are all sorts of attacks from all directions. We talk about being the alchemist of your own reality, but sometimes you just question yourself if really what you are experiencing was something you manifested. When things are positive, it's easy to say, yeah, right, I manifested that. But when it is negative, you start doubting yourself, and that is because you find it hard to accept that you just might have attracted exactly what you frequently thought. After all, isn't that how manifestation works? What you think becomes reality. Mind you, it's not just any thought. It is the same frequent thoughts that live rent-free in our minds. And by the way, I'm not my mind, I'm not my body, is what I always use when things seem to look like they're getting rough or out of control. So I just keep repeating, I'm not my mind, I'm not my body, if I have severe pains physically. And it goes away in a way. A little bit, it becomes less, not as severe as how it is. It's hard to make your subconscious mind to manifest something by just thinking, feeling, or visualizing it. You need to say it out loud for your whole being to hear it and acknowledge it for it to be manifested. It is sometimes more powerful if you are able to use all your senses plus your sixth sense. That way, as you keep practicing it each and every day, you slowly pull your manifestation closer and closer within a short period of time. Sometimes we manifest things that we do not desire, just because even though we have our positive affirmations, we still subconsciously think of the negative ones because they are patterns that we are more familiar with. And as true as it is, we feel comfortable with the negative. That's a very weird kind of a truth, but most people are comfortable with their own negative patterns. Habits earned throughout our whole lives. Even if we say positive affirmations, we still expect the negative subconsciously because it had not been taken care for before and deleted. Unless you delete that from your subconscious, you will still keep repeating the same patterns on and on and on again. Just the other day, I was amazed when I was doing a session with my therapist, where for years there was a certain spot in my tummy, like a knot, that persistently ached, especially when I was anxious or upset over something, and years pain was taken away with just one session. when I was forced to acknowledge the pain and focus my attention on making peace with it and saying goodbye to it. I was totally abashed at how easy it all looked like and wondered why I suffered for so long when it took only a few minutes to make it go away by just acknowledging it and deleting it. And I'm thankful and grateful that it went. Now there is a story of a feminine who, after years, decides to change her course of life and decides to give more love to herself after always running for others without caring for herself. However, it was ending up being a challenge because although things were answered from the universe according to how she wanted, it was starting to get overwhelming because of the psychological abuse she was getting from her in-laws and husband, whom she had already detached from emotionally. They were using her accomplishments to strike back at her, trying to make her feel guilty for what she was doing, using her own kid's psychology to create pressure so that she gives up on her decision. Now, I really feel for this, and I feel like it resonates with me because that is almost what I'm going through. I mean, years have passed, and suddenly you're coming out of your comfort zone, trying to be authentic about what you like and don't like. But then suddenly you're being made to start doubting yourself about achieving what you want, although you are sure about what you want. You start feeling the toil on your age, especially when you are to interact with those younger than you, to get what you really wanted because you did not get that when you were younger. And then you have to deal with stupid competition because you know what you want, unlike the other ones who are younger than you, who might not be as goal-oriented as you are, because you tend to be really focused. And they're just using jealousy and envy just to create a competition which is non-existent. Because there is no competition, a person can only compete with their own selves. It's useless competing with other people because that's just an illusion. And then there is the pain you get when you feel like you lost something that seemed simple just because you feel you should know better because of your age. I'm talking about people who are older and they decide to change the course of their lives. And actually that's not right because you are starting everything as a newborn baby, and that is why some things might excite you when it does not to the other people. And then there is this group of people as if they all came together to sign a contract against you over everything you do and make things worse and difficult for you. These are people who have different faces, different shapes. They come in different colors, but the strategy is still the same for all of them. And that's leading to show of how much narcissistic kind of an abuse they are using while going about whatever they are doing with their attacks. Narcissists, these are narcissists who want to feel entitled to your time and life, and because you do not abide to what they want, you are made to feel guilty for wanting your wish fulfillment. They feel like they know better for your life enough to dictate what you should or shouldn't do. Bah, that's crazy. Why do people do that? I mean, what's the point of doing all that just because of their insecurities? They want you to feel the same insecurity. You're meant to feel less of yourself. You're not meant to be different. That's ridiculous. It's like they're like, hey, I feel bad. You should feel bad too. What are you doing shining when people are miserable here? Is like it's like that's what they're saying. And that would lead you to be a hypocrite if you go along with what they are manipulating you to do what they want. It will be a version of what they want to see and has nothing to do with you. May God protect us from such lights. Amen. So if you allow their projections to affect you, you will keep repeating toxic patterns and remain stuck just where they want you to be, and you will think in the way they want you to think. It's hard, really, hard dealing with such, and yet life is short. But we generally choose the long road to what we want instead of the short road, and that is just keeping us small. I mean, it's us making a choice of being small just because we're afraid of a reaction coming from the other side. We need to set boundaries and be aware of differentiating when an energy is yours or not. You need to be discernful about what you're doing. Do not own what is not yours. Do you do. Be you. Look for things that make you happy, and if you can afford to avoid conflicts, do it. If you can't avoid conflicts, just be observant and do not react. Because when you react, you're fueling them, and it gives them more power over you. Remember the phrase, I'm not my mind, I'm not my body. So you just observe. And do it in a place where you are detached for faster manifestation and truly believe that you already have it using the law of assumption. You can look up law of assumption on the net. It's all over the place. And you're sure to benefit from it. There's free services, free knowledge about it everywhere. Ignore the naysayers and do your due. Only you know the cause of your life, not anyone else. Do not give much thought about what others think of you, because people will always talk. Whether you do good or bad, people will always talk. It's in the nature of the human to just want to say something when among others. People are always thinking of what they are going to say next. It is not personal. It is when you own what is said, that is when you will continue suffering, because you'll be owning what somebody else is putting out into the universe. Just let them talk and let you talk too. But do you do? That tongue of yours itches to say a few wonderful ideas from your authentic self, which definitely is of benefit to someone. And so I hope this helps someone. I hope. And I hope everyone has an amazing day. So take care. And God bless everyone. Till next time.